Hello and all, welcome to a Galaxy Man Show interview show. So for my today's guest is this incredible actress and cosplayer known by the name of Elena Goodman. So I'm about to add Elena into the live now. She's going to be joining Power Rangers Dark Unity. So I'm going to be inviting Elena onto the live now to have a chat with Elena. So yeah, let's add Elena in and have a chat with Elena. Hello, Elena.
Hi!
How's it going?
It's going so well. Sorry for the little technical
No,
difficulties.
you're all good. You're all good. So I just want to say first up, thank you so much, Elena, for making an appearance on my show. It's such a pleasure having you on. To people that don't know who you are, if you give a bit of backstory about who you are and what you do, and then we'll dive right into the questions.
So my name is Elena, and I am a Boston-based cosplayer slash now short film actor. Well, not quite short film, but web series.
Awesome.
I will be part of the Power Rangers Dark Unity cast, which is a fan-made kind of remake of the original Power Rangers.
Awesome. So we'll dive right into the questions now. So for my very first question, so as you mentioned, you're going to be in Power Rangers Dark Unity. Such an incredible Power Rangers like fan series coming very soon. So you're going to be playing the role of what can people expect to see from your role?
So my name is Elena. The character's name is Raquel, and she is one of the Rangers, and she's more of like a kind of spunky, scientist-y, which is cool because I also study science in college right now, and one of those more kind of relatable girls. So I'm really excited for that.
Awesome. So on to my very next question. So when you first got casted in the role of Raku,
Raquel, like
Raquel.
kind of like Rachel. Yeah.
That's not the hard name to pronounce. Sorry about that.
Oh,
So
no problem.
so when you got casted in the role, what were your like emotions like when you got casted in the role?
Oh my gosh, excitement. Like, I immediately ran to my roommates dancing because this is, a kid's dream, an adult's dream, and especially someone who does like cosplaying, and I've been in theater my whole life. So it was really just like I couldn't even believe that I got this amazing opportunity.
Awesome. So on to my very next question. So what makes Raquel different from like other Power Rangers that have been in the past?
I feel like she's a very three-dimensional character. She has a lot of very deep ties with a lot of the other characters in the show. And, she has a depth to her. She's stepping into the shoes of another person. She's facing an internal dilemma of her values, of her place in the team. And I feel like it's kind of speaking to, a place a lot of people feel like, am I worthy to do this? Kind of like an imposter syndrome thing. But also, knowing inside that anybody can be a superhero, and especially you if you believe in yourself.
Awesome. So on the very next question. So if you could be any Ranger color, what color would you want to be and why?
I just really love the color yellow, and I would absolutely be the Yellow Ranger because I think the color is just really, really cool.
Awesome. So on to the very next question. So what makes Power Rangers Dark Unity different from like other Power Ranger like fan series out there these days?
The heart, 100%. This is a cast of people who are so, so, so passionate and about what they're doing. I feel like I'm not only part of a cast, but a whole community of people who are equally as excited to make this a reality as me. And I feel like that's going to really show through in the performances and the creation and the overall, show that we produce.
So on to the very next question. So what would be your like all-time favorite series of Power Rangers and why?
Oh, Power Rangers Dino Force by none. It's what I grew up on. What's cooler than superheroes? Superheroes and dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally agree. So on to my very next question. So who would be your like all-time favorite Power Rangers villain and why?
Rita Repulsa.
Nice.
She's absolute queen. So cool. Strive to have the energy of that powerful woman.
Sweet. So on the very next question. So if Raquel could be like team leader of like 5 Ranger team members, who would Raquel want on her team and why?
I feel like, wait, question. Can
It
I
could
like
be
go completely
anything. It
outside
can
of the
be
Power Rangers
from
world? Can I just
yeah,
add in
in the Power Rangers world, it can be from any season, like any member from any season, so of your choice. So yeah.
Joey?
Ooh.
The original Blue Ranger. Absolutely.
Yes. That's
Partially because I met that actor. At one of the cons I've been to, he was a special guest. Super cool guy.
that's so cool. So on the very next question. So as you mentioned, you're a cosplayer. What like how did you get into cosplay in the first place, and what makes cosplay?
So I got an early start. I went to my first con at 10 years old. I had older cousins that, I thought were cool. Found out later, huge nerds. I was like, oh, my cool older cousins are going to an anime convention. I want to go. So I dressed up as Katara in her Fire Nation outfit. While my other cousin went as Toph. And it's been like that ever since. I love it. I miss it so much. That's the biggest thing that I miss about the pandemic right now is getting to go to cons and cosplay and meet so many amazing friends. And I think that's also one of the biggest reasons why I keep doing it is because when you're in cosplay, you're able to be someone different, but also still show yourself to the point where you can interact with people and make lifelong friends that, you see over and over again at these cons.
Awesome. So on the very next question, so what would be your like all-time favorite characters to cosplay and why?
Oops, sorry, I was plugging my phone.
All good.
I think my favorite I've ever done it's a tie between I did a cosplay that was half Kill Bill, half Kill La Kill, and it was a Kill La Bill cosplay, and I thought that was a hilarious pun. And I also did a Butterfree cosplay that I love, like the Pokemon. The wings were about the size of me, took 5 ever to make, and were absolute hell to walk around with because I kept running into people. But I felt so proud of that because it looked so cool and it was the biggest like actual prop I've ever made. So that reward was like super awesome for me.
Awesome. So on to my very next question. So who inspired you as a person to get into acting in the first place?
So I've been doing theater since I was very, very young, and that was totally my parents. They always knew I was an eccentric, so they're like, hey, you'd be great on the stage. And going forwards for like more type of film stuff, I have a lot of people in my life that do film. My partner is a film editor. My best friend is a production assistant and editor. And funny enough, they are both also helping out with the Power Rangers series Dark Unity.
Yes.
Where they are editor and other people doing all the behind the scenes stuff, which makes it even more of that awesome kind of like family production because it's a lot of people that I know for years who are amazing creators.
So on to my very next question. So what have you learned about yourself as a person, like especially during COVID?
I think I've learned actually like to fall back into my passions. I've been cosplaying and doing all this stuff for years, but since going into college and getting more into my education and doing that stuff, I kind of fell away from my hobbies and only focused on school, which was not the move. And since going back to like taking some time for myself in quarantine, I rewatched all my favorite animes, like planned all these amazing cosplays, obviously got involved with Power Rangers Dark Unity. And I think that brought me back to like, oh my gosh, like I'm a nerd through and through, and this is what brings me the most joy. So that was really cool to kind of rediscover all those passions.
Awesome. So on to my very next question. So if you could be in any TV or movie franchise, what would it be and why?
Ooh. a really good live action remake of Avatar: The Last Airbender,
Yes.
like a quality one.
Yes. Awesome. So on to my very next question. So what makes like the acting industry, how do you get through those positives and like negatives in the acting industry?
So I feel the biggest thing is knowing that no matter what, no matter what your performance is, if it feels off, if you feel like you don't have the right look for something, there will be someone out there that can see themselves in you. And you're providing that idea of, hey, anybody can do this. Anybody can be up here, be on a screen, be a superhero. And that really makes me happy. I grew up not really seeing people like me represented much in the media. I'm half Hispanic, half Jewish. And, that's not something that I saw at all growing up. And even today, it's, hard to find someone of those demographics that's also not portrayed as a stereotype. So no matter what you are yourself, and there will be someone that sees them in you, and you can be that inspiration. And I think that's a really awesome thing.
Awesome. So on to my very last question. So what's next for you, like for like the rest of 2021 that you would like to announce on the show, like project wise?
I think the biggest thing is Power Rangers. And then hopefully I will keep updated with any cons going forward that I'll be at, events for collaboration. I love working with local photographers, with other cosplayers, doing collaborations. And, if any other people have these projects that are passion that require people with a kind of nerdy fun skill, I'm always happy to be around and help.
Awesome.
So that's mostly it.
Awesome. Well, can I just say thank you so much, Elena, for taking the time to come into my show. It's such a pleasure having you on.
Anytime, this was great.
So people that haven't seen Elena's work and cosplay content, definitely go check out Elena's cosplay content, and definitely check out Elena in Power Rangers Dark Unity, coming very soon as Raquel. So definitely go give her the amazing and incredible support. Any last like final thoughts or anything that you'd like to say on the show to people?
You know, yeah, go over, support Power Rangers Dark Unity. They're an awesome cast and an awesome production. And thank you guys for taking the time to watch.